Central Show.
One man with one simple vision: to create a barbecue site that doesn't suck. He succeeded. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Greg Rempe and the BarbecueCentral.com. Broadcasting live from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show on BBSTalkRadio.com.
What is up, everybody? A tremendous Tuesday evening to you, wherever you may be. I'm smack dab in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio. This is the Barbecue Central Show, and I am your host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you. 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Make your time zone adjustments as necessary, and a brutal day out here today in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city. Obviously, primary day here for us voters, and it has been a steady stream of freezing rain. It actually looks like my front windows right now are those privacy windows like you get in your bathroom. So the car is completely caked in ice. I don't think there's going to be school tomorrow, but that's a different story for a different time. Once again, this is the Barbecue Central Show. If you know what you want to talk about already, you've been waiting all week, you've been bumping across the forum, and you need to ask me a question or get my thought on something, you can do so. We have a new call-in number, so please take note of it. 216-220-0966. So obviously, if you're local Cleveland, that is going to be a free call for you. 9 o'clock on the Eastern, so cell phone should be free at this point, but really a lot of people have long distance that's free anyway, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Again, that number, 216-220-0966. If you want to jump in, but you don't want to do it by the spoken word, you'd rather break me off an email, you can do that at bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. That's bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. No guests scheduled for the show tonight, so we are wide open. Plenty of time to take your calls, so if you are so inclined, feel free to jump in. The only thing that I do ask tonight is that you have a legitimate question or a solid point to make. Maybe you want to talk about foiling or injecting. You want to get my thoughts, and we can trade a little back and forth, open up a dialogue, we can do it. But don't bring the show down with sucky calls or your ums and ahs, or I will drop the hammer on you. And the hammer sounds like this. That's not a good sound to hear when you're calling in on a show. We're trying to keep the level up here. So that's basically the rules. 216-220-0966. Here's what's going to be happening on the show tonight. I will kind of pick up where I left off last week on the Weber Grill Decency Initiative. Also, the must-have accessory items, and we'll kind of, at least for tonight, talk about items that you can get for both grills and barbecue pits alike. If time permits, we'll talk about how to light your fires. No lighter fluid, and we'll talk about that. Plus your phone calls and emails. So let's get at it. First of all, a little house cleaning, if you will. Some announcements. Let me please ask that if you're listening live tonight and for whatever reason the feed drops, do this. First, get on your email and let me know exactly what time the feed dropped at and where you are specifically in the country. Secondly, you can shut down the player that you have up, and on that Listen Live page there should be another selection to choose, like a QuickTime player or a Windows Media Player. You can also close the player down and then try and reopen it. Number of different things that should be able to get you going instead of just trying to wait out a potential long dead air time, which has happened over the last couple of weeks for whatever reason. We're looking into that, but those are some things that you can do. Close it down, open it back up. You should be back up and running again. I am recording this, so hopefully in the archive if for whatever reason transmission stops, we will be covered on the backside. Also, a exclusive announcement.
A Barbecue Central Show exclusive.
Barbecue Central Show has a new sponsor coming on board, and we'll probably actually have their spot for next week's show, but they are a very big player in the barbecue market and probably soon to be grilling market with a new grill that they have coming out here shortly. It actually probably should have been out already, but the guy that's involved in making it is meticulous, and he's not going to put anything out that has his name on it or is representative of him until it is 100% ready to rock and ready to roll and dominate. The company, of course, is Cook Shack. They are a really huge company and pretty much own that market segment for electric cookers. And, of course, they have that Fast Eddie cooker that has been doing very well in the competition side of things, as well as the backyard barbecue, too. So thanks to Kaylee Armstrong, thanks to Donna. Those are my two contacts that I have been talking with out there, and we're going to try it out for a month and see how things go. So you can visit them at cookshackAmerica.com and get an idea of what they have to offer. You can also go back and listen to last week's show as I covered their smokers in a general sense and recommended them because they are good products. And I know people that have them, and they are happy about it. The other thing I wanted to cover quickly is the fact that probably in my mind I thought I was describing it correctly, but there is a big difference between their electric Cook Shack brand cookers and the FEC line. The FEC line does use a small amount of electricity when starting the fire, but from there it is all wood pellet driven or wood fired, which again makes it legal for barbecue competitions. It's not a static thermostat like the 08 and the 09 have, or they're more Cook Shack branded type smokers. So I just wanted to review that and move on from there. Also, if you are interested in checking out a new podcast at the mindofmen.com, I did an interview with these guys end of last week. They are under the impression that I am a barbecue authority, and I am. And it was fun, and I was happy to do it. And you can check them out at mindofmen.com. And they talk about a whole bunch of stuff aside from barbecue, drinking, and politics and tech stuff. Two really good guys know quite a bit, and their podcast is professionally done, which I like about that too. So, and if, by the way, you're listening and you're wondering how you can sponsor the show, you can go ahead and shoot me an email and express your interest. I can tell you what's involved. Pretty painless. And again, the email address is bbqcentralradio@gmail.com, and in the subject line, just put show sponsorship opportunity, or just show sponsorship, whatever you like. So here's something that I wanted to play last week, but I missed it just in the hubbub of the excitement of the show. Often I get emails telling me, well, you make such a big deal about people using barbecue and people using grilling and interchanging those terms, and nobody really does that, and blah, blah, blah. Well, allow me to share with you specific audio from a show that actually airs here on BBS Talk Radio. It's the morning show with Sam and Manu. In this clip you're about to hear, you will hear the word barbecue and steak mentioned in the same sentence. And if you don't believe me, just take a listen to this.
Barbecuing. Oh, yeah. There goes the steak on the ground.
What? Oh, barbecue. There goes a steak on the ground. Many things inherently wrong with that statement. First of all, barbecue. Then steak, as in reference that you took a steak off a barbecue, which is wrong. But let's talk about the more important part of that whole sentence, that whole clip. Why are steaks falling on the ground in the first place and you're fighting dogs over them? Let's take a little bit more care of our beef and our high-priced steak items. If you're going to spend that money, upwards of $8, $10, $14 a pound for a nice cut of steak, let's take a little bit more care when taking it off the grill, not throwing them on the ground, people. Are you kidding me? So, there you go. Clip, proven. I don't make it up. This isn't something that I'm just trying to get radio play off of. People say it, and they say it a lot.
Barbecuing. Oh, yeah. There goes the steak on the ground.
Wrong. All right. Let me get into what I was talking about last week. Let me bend over here and get it. The Weber Grill Decency. I call it the Weber Grill Decency Initiative. It's actually called something else. But nevertheless, again, this is something that you go to the website that you can go to start gaining your credentials is grilldecency.com. And the slogan here is friends don't let friends buy crappy grills. When you go to the website, you'll be asked to take a tutorial. You'll need to study and then take a test to prove that your grill decency agent worthiness is proper. And when passed, you will be then certified, and then over a length of time to wait, will be sent a very nice cardboard black dossier in which you will receive a multitude of items to help spread grill decency. You'll get a nice letter from Chuck Your Grill. That's a play on words. He's the agent in charge to the campaign to promote grill decency, or as I call it, the Grill Decency Initiative. And basically, just kind of talks about the campaign to promote grill decency, and that I would be doing more than just imagining a world. I'll be helping create a world without crappy grills, and goes into to explain exactly what comes in the package, which is nice. You have the grill decency door hangers, which is a discreet brooch, the subject with that neighbor who owns a particularly offensive grill. You have the agent brochure products. You have the grill decency stickers. And, of course, my favorite, the official agent ID card, which will garner you the credibility you need to tackle the hard work ahead, telling people that their grills are crappy. I am, of course, Greg Rempe, Grill Decency Agent, CZQ8852. Quite frankly, that's more important than my Social Security number. So don't try and steal that one from me. Take my Social Security all you want, steal my ID, but not my grill decency ticket. I have my credentials, and I am an agent. And I hope that you, too, head over there and take your test, man or woman up, and get your credentials. Be a grill decency agent, somebody that's actively taking a role, and it's just another way to prove your authority in this particular arena, this particular industry, subculture. And it's nice. This really kind of just like another reason why, in my eyes, Weber is really will just always continually be the leader in this market segment. I mean, obviously they have a lot of money, and they have a lot of power, and they have the people out there to brainstorm these kind of ideas. But really, this is a really unique marketing tool. It's almost kind of separate from the Weber website. I mean, obviously it's not Weber.com, although it is a Weber funded project. But again, it just promotes the brand, and anybody that has a Weber loves it. I mean, I couldn't sit here and talk all day about how great they are and everything that the name Weber encompasses and why it's good, and why I would always suggest a Weber grill to somebody if they're going to be asking me, and I get it quite a bit. When people ask me, what grill should I get? Well, we go over the criteria that I laid out in show number 1. Get a budget, get an idea of how you're going to be cooking, how often you're going to be cooking, and so on. And then see where the Weber fits into the budget. Because over the long haul, it will last a long time, and you have the parts that are accessible and so on. Again, refer to show, maybe I'll show 2. Again, that website for the Grill Decency Initiative is www.grilldecency.com, grilldecency.com, and I will go ahead and link that up on the show summary. And also, if you didn't know, there's an actual forum section on the BBS Talk Radio homepage. Up at the top, there's a little text link that says forum, and then you can find the Barbecue Central show, and anything that I mention that is link-worthy in the show, I will stick up there as well. So a number of places to go to find that, and grilldecency.com will certainly make it on the link section this week. If I've told you once, Centralites, I've told you twice. You could be a professional and still eat barbecue every day of the week if you wanted. And you're like, Greg, how the hell could you possibly do that? I have a job, and I need to go to work. Well, that's fine. Prep your meat, put it on the barbecue, And then turn on your brand new Barbecue Guru. Yeah, that's right. The Barbecue Guru is a pit temperature control device. It is basically tending the fire for you all day long while you're putting in the hard hours for the man. And then when you returned weary and kicked in the face from a hard day's work, the Barbecue Guru has your barbecue cooked to perfection. And depending on what model you get, it's also got the specific ramp feature, which once your meat gets to the internal temperature that you set, turns your cooker into a big-time holding area, making sure that your meat is never overcooked, always juicy, and cooked to perfection. That's the Barbecue Guru. They also have a number of other innovative products. I can talk. You can find them at www.thebbqguru.com. That's thebbqguru.com, or you can call them toll-free. Call my man Barbecue Bob at 1-800-288-GURU. That's 1-800-288-GURU. When we come back, we'll talk about accessories for the grills and smokers. Hang with me. We'll be right back.
D-Dog's award-winning barbecue rubs put the perfect balance of spicy and sweet on your ribs, chicken, all beef and pork, and more. Whether it's slow-cooked barbecue or grilled steaks and burgers or soups, vegetables, or anything else from your kitchen, D-Dog's award-winning rubs make good food great. 4 flavors: original, maple, apple, and peach, each made from the freshest all-natural ingredients. Order yours today at www.ddogsbbq.com. That's DDOGSBBQ.com. D-Dog's Barbecue Rubs. It's better than ketchup.
The Big Green Egg is the most unique barbecue product on the market, with unmatched flexibility and capabilities that surpass all other conventional cookers combined. It's a smoker, a grill, and an oven. You can cook literally any food on it year-round, from appetizers to entrees to desserts. Here are some of the benefits of the Big Green Egg. It lights fast, it's ready to cook within 10 minutes, and no need of lighter fluid. These ceramic walls retain heat with accurate temperature control, so there are no hot spots. And because the top is down while you're cooking, there's no grease flare-ups. Its handsome, decorative, and unique design produces the juiciest and most succulent food you'll ever taste. And don't forget about the first-class customer service and a lifetime warranty. You can find out more information about the Big Green Egg Cooker at www.biggreenegg.com. That's www.biggreenegg.com. Big Green Egg, the most unique barbecue product on the market.
The future of barbecue is already here at thebbqguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
This is Jim Minion from Two Loose Screws. I'm listening to Barbecue Central.
Get on the phone and in the smoke. 216-220-0966. BBS Talk Radio.
All right, welcome back. Numbers again if you want to jump in. Phone calls welcome today or this evening as we are wide open. No guests for this segment, which is typically our interview segment. 216-220-0966, number to get in. You can also break me off an email at bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. Last week, I tried to play that game show, but we lost audio with the guest. So I wanted to at least do some type of contest today, as I do have still quite a bit of unopened and highly sought-after rub. So here's what you can do. This will be an email contest. And all you have to do is be the first person to answer who my guest was for the show last week, right at this particular time last week. So 7 days removed. Who was my guest last week? And you can email it to bbqcentralradio@gmail.com, and I will let you know which rub I have. You can go ahead and pick it out, and I'll ship it to you at my cost, because I'm that kind of a guy. And we'll go from there. All right, next on the agenda is accessories for the grill and smoker. Now, I wanted to break this down tonight in a fashion that if you're somebody that might be going out and buying both, maybe you're upgrading your grill and you're also starting out with a smoker, that you can get kind of a universal number of items that will work well for both your cooker and your smoker at the same time. Now, of course, for both, you can get also separate ones that will really just work or will probably more adapt well to just the grill or just the smoker. But I think these are more in general things that you can use for both. And we start, of course, must-haves. Got to read some books on barbecue and grilling. Knowledge is power, my friends. As my mom can tell you, nobody read more books growing up when they were a kid than me. Mom, that's not funny. But here are some books that I would recommend if you're, really looking to kind of, if you're anything like me, you do like to get a large amount of information before you delve into something. And there's a number of great books out there on grilling and barbecue. Probably one of the foremost authors on grilling, and he kind of dabbles in barbecue, and I hope to have him on here in the show in the upcoming weeks, is books by Steven Raichlen. If you can find, he's one of the most prominent authors out there on this subject. He's written, I think at this point, 27 books. So, and he's got, some of the best-selling books on grilling and barbecue ever in the history of these kind of books. The ones that I would recommend to any particular novice or mediary, that's not the right term. If you're kind of in your moderate skill level, How to Grill and Barbecue. Or no, How to Grill and also the book, The Barbecue Bible. These are both by Steven Raichlen. A lot of great tips, and I use a lot of his methods. Steven has, or I don't know if he exactly coined it, but it was like the mantra of grilling. Reichlen's rules. Keep it hot, keep it clean, keep it lubricated. We're still talking about grilling, folks. So within these books, and these are really kind of like the big, and they're really big, just chocked full of information. These are great books to have on your shelf, great to pass around your buddies, and everybody will appreciate it. As far as barbecue books are concerned, which are really just more specifically to barbecue, getting away from the high-temperature grilling. Peace, Love, and Barbecue, which is my closeout line that I've stolen from Mike Mills. Probably one of the most well-loved barbecue books in the history of straight barbecue books. This guy Mike Mills is a legend in barbecue. I believe he's still the only one to win the very prestigious Memphis in May barbecue competition 3 times in a row. Maybe 4 times, but I believe it was 3 times. And to understand what Memphis in May is, and to go there and see what that competition is all about and what it entails to win it 3 times in a row would be like winning the Super Bowl 3 times in a row. I mean, it's almost unheard of. And if you don't know what it's about, you really need to get online and look it up. Memphis in May is something that is standalone on itself and is to really understand what it is and to see somebody win it 3 times in a row is truly amazing. There's also a great book out, which I have a copy of, called Smoke and Spice by Cheryl Alters and Bill Jamieson. kind of two of the bigger authorities in barbecue, and this is a great book, and everybody that I know that is into barbecue and grilling has a copy of Smoke and Spice. A lot of great recipes, a lot of great techniques, a lot of great explanation on what barbecue is. That's one you definitely want to look up. And then, of course, the doctor, Ray Lampe, Dr. Barbecue, who was on 2 weeks ago. The Big Time Barbecue Cookbook has a lot of great recipes. And if you heard my interview with Ray, you know what kind of a guy he is. And he really is one of those guys that kind of writes like he talks. I mean, if you hear the live, if you talk with him live and in person, and then you read one of his books, it's almost like he's actually sitting there reading it to you while you're reading it. That's the way that it has been written. So in that respect, it's a fun read. And any of his cookbooks are going to be ones that you would want to get and add to the collection. Typically, barbecuers and grillers become fanatical with this particular interest in the barbecue and the grilling, so they have a number of cookbooks, a number of knowledgeable books that deal with technique and the history and the mystique of it all. So maybe somebody that you know is a buff and will let you borrow some books because I guarantee they have them. Moving off of the written word, we have grill brushes. Gotta have a grill brush. And once again, in my estimation, grill brushes are underestimated. They are considered a throwaway commodity. And it doesn't have to be like that. You can go out and spend not a huge chunk of money, but a decent amount and get a grill brush that will last you a long time. And I'm not talking about these $8 brass bristle piece of crap ones that you get at Kmart and you use. I mean, if you do any amount of grilling when it's just in grilling season, spring to the end of fall. I mean, if you're really doing proper grill maintenance, you're using the grill brush twice a cook. Once after you preheat your grill, and then again at the end after you do your burn off. And I'm probably making a note to myself to go over. Well, we'll do that during the how to start grills because maybe people are looking at me going, "What's a preheat and what's a burn off?" You're too far ahead. Where we'll cover it. So here's what I suggest. First of all, you need to assess your grill grate situation. What I mean by that is this. There are a number of grill manufacturers out there that make cast iron grates, and then they also make porcelain-coated cast iron grates. Do you know if you have cast iron grates in one form or fashion, whether they're just the naked raw cast iron or if they're porcelain-coated? No, I don't. Here's a good way to tell. Open up your lid and pick up the grate. Is it heavy? If it is heavy, like you could throw it at somebody and stop them in their tracks by knocking them out cold, by hitting them with the grate, then, that's cast iron. What you want to do is this. You're probably going to need to get a bristle brush because stainless steel bristles will definitely chip off your porcelain coating on those cast iron grates. What I suggest is this. You can either, and there is a huge debate, which I'm sure we'll get into at some point, on cast iron grates, whether they be the PCI, which is the porcelain coated, or the regular cast iron grates, and that they just overall cook better than either stainless steel grates, which I do. I took my porcelain coated grates out of my Weber a year and a half ago and put in stainless steel grates. They're lighter, but I didn't want the hassle of having the porcelain chip off, and then eventually you're dealing with a rust issue, especially with the raw cast iron. That's a whole maintenance issue in itself. If you have raw cast iron, you need to oil the grates every single time you're done cooking. You got to let it cool down. You got to put the oil on it. You got to re-season. Otherwise, they rust and they look like crap, and they're a potential issue. With they look great initially, but it is a maintenance monster. So keep that in mind. Porcelain coated is nice because the maintenance has been taken away because they put that porcelain coating on it. And it still soaks in the heat, and it leaves great grill marks. But I'm not of the opinion that the porcelain-coated grates leave better grill marks than my stainless steel grates. It still gets hot. My grill takes less time to get to the temperature where I need it because those cast iron grates aren't just soaking in the energy during warm-up. But nevertheless, I'm completely sidetracked. What you want to do is get a brass bristle brush. Now, it's I suggest doing this. You can either go to Steven Reichland's website, which is the Barbecue Bible, and he has this thing called the Monster Grill Brush. And I believe one side of it is a bristle brushed, and the other side is stainless brushed. And you can use the brass part on your porcelain-coated cast iron grates to clean them off. This is if you have any experience or if you've ever worked in the kitchen of a regular restaurant that had a broiler, the Monster Grill Brush is in all respects a broiler brush. Looks like a kind of like a broom, except it's got the kind of the larger handle, and then it's got the bristles pointed down, and you can just really clean a grill in about 6 seconds. I mean, it takes me 5 strokes to clean off the grill when it's hot, when I get it done preheating. And I've had it, again, for I want to say it's going to be 2 years this summer, and typically I'm through 4 brass bristle brushes. That's a tongue twister. Just during the summer. So this thing is more than paid for itself, and I'm still getting miles and miles of use out of this bad boy. So if you can find a brass bristled broiler brush and go to a restaurant supply store and check it out. I mean, this thing that I have is like $20. And again, since I have stainless, it's all stainless bristles on my particular brush. And they have the longer, narrow ones to kind of get in between the grates. And then they have the more fuller, bushier, brushier brush. That's not redundant. To get the surface char off of the top. It's a phenomenal piece. It saves time. It is kick-ass. It's very impressive when you pull the Monster Grill Brush out for all your friends and neighbors when you're cleaning up the grill. And again, go to the restaurant supply store and pick it up for cheap, especially compared to what Steven Reichland is going to charge you. Nothing against him, but it's overpriced. He's got his name on it. There's a few minor upgrades on his version than the one that I have, but mine does the job just as good. So you got to get a quality brush, and again, it also transfers over to the smoker for me because I have grates that are nickel-plated on my smoker. So I can use the Monster Grill Brush on both. Stainless steel bristles work well on both. Do not hurt either my stainless steel or my nickel-plated grates for the smoker. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Next thing you need, and this might be like one of the most important things, it's this thing called a thermometer. Thermometer actually tells you when meat is done inside. Did you know you cook to internal temperatures? Oh, yes. Internal temperatures for doneness on the grill or the smoker. And, I mean, you can, there is really like no middle ground. There's either the cheap, and I'm talking about like instant read thermometers, the things that look like syringes that you stick in the meat, and you can get a reading in like short order. Now, there is, again, as I was saying, like 2 strata of instant read thermometers. There are the $5 to $10 ones that you can get at pretty much any store, restaurant supply store, a gourmet shop if you have one. And, they're good. They're either digital or they're dial. You probably get a reading in maximum of 10 or 15 seconds. So it's, quicker than most. But if you can stretch that $10 or $15 to, let's say, $85, you can get a product called Thermapen. And this thing is the best thermometer on the planet. The best instant read thermometer on the planet. 2 seconds, and you have a accuracy reading of plus or minus 1 degree. And this thing works off of, it runs on or it's not runs on but it's got a thermocouple in it, which is different than all the other instant read thermometers that are out there. they do not run on thermocouples. This is a thermocouple like you would have in an industrial setting, and it's got this lifetime warranty. It's just a wonderful piece, but people absolutely drop to the floor when I tell them to go get one. They say, how much? And I tell them $85, and they're like, yeah, well, I want one. And I'm like, yeah, that's how much one costs. But until you get it, until you see how the package is built, how the chassis is, how nifty the probe folds into itself like a switchblade of sorts, and really until you use it for the first time and you see how dead balls accurate this thing is, and I've seen it on a number of occasions. I bought one for my mom. It's either for her birthday or Mother's Day a couple of years ago. It is awesome. It is indescribable and is well worth $85, dare I say $100. People would pay $100, especially on the barbecue side, because when you go and open up your cooker, you want to get in and out as quickly as possible. So to waste 10 minutes sticking in a $10 instant read thermometer, you're just letting heat out, letting heat out, letting heat out. And if you can cut that down by 8 seconds or 9 seconds, depending on how crappy your cheap instant read is, you're that much quicker ahead recouping your temperatures once you put your smoker lid back down. And it is dead on. I mean, I probably can't name one barbecuer that's on the competition circuit or that is a caterer that doesn't own a Thermapen. And they're great. And I highly recommend that you get one along with that nice grill brush I just told you to get. Gotta have a good thermometer. Gotta have a good thermometer. And you can use it on barbecue. The Thermapen, you can use it on barbecue. You can use it on steak. And the shaft that you would stick in to the meat is in diameter sizably smaller than any other regular one, and it is what they call a self-closing wound. So you stick it into the meat, let's say the center of a steak, to see where your temperature's at, 120, 125 for rare. And then as you take it out, it's so small it seals itself back up. Nice. It doesn't leave a gaping wound like some of the other instant read thermometers would. And of course, again, that's called a Thermapen, and I will have a link on that as well. Gotta have a great pair of tongs. I mean, these are essentially your only means of equipment to flip hot stuff or to move stuff around the grill. If you don't have a good pair of tongs, you're already at a disadvantage. I mean, don't show up to the grill with the same tongs, those open-ended circle things that you use in the kitchen, to the grill. You're going to, burn all the hair off your knuckles. You're going to burn your fingers because you're 4 inches away from the fire. Especially in a charcoal fire, man. You're asking for trouble. You want something that has length, that is going to keep your hands at a comfortable temperature so you can move your food around, make your adjustments and your flips as necessary. And it's really imperative to... I'm just reading some of the emails here before I go to break. I'll see who wins the contest. But tongs are by far one of the most important things you can have aside from pretty much that Thermapen that I was talking about. I have, now, as much as I said, potentially don't go and get that Monster Grill brush that Steven Raichlen sells. I have his Steven Reichlen's Monster Grill tongs, or they're called the world's best tongs. I mean, really, whatever they're called, they are that. They are awesome. They're big, they're long, they're well reinforced. And just, I mean, we're talking dexterity at the very, very tips of the shells. You can flip little shrimps on the bobby. You can flip them to the bigger cuts. They will not bend. They are monsters. And they're worth every penny. I would pay $15, $20 more than I paid for them. They're awesome. They're big, and they're awesome. I don't know what to say about that. But you got to have, regardless if you get those or not, you got to have a good pair of tongs in order to flip your meat around, move your pork butts, move your briskets, something that can handle weight. And these things will not work in the kitchen. They're too big. They're specifically made for stuff on the outside. All right, let's go to the email. All right. Paul answers a drunk comic, and that, of course, is not the question. And Bill answers Cheryl Vendetti. So it looks like Bill wins. Let's see. Darren from Arizona wants to know, if I boil my ribs, will I still need to use a grill brush? Of course, we all know if you're boiling your ribs, you shouldn't be listening to the show anyway. No, you know what? I take that back, Darren. If you're boiling your ribs, you are my market. You're my target market segment. You should be listening. Obviously, you don't have a grill grate if you're boiling your ribs. What are you going to need to brush off? You should take the grill brush and brush your face for boiling ribs. Broiling would be better. So yes, get a Monster Grill brush, and every time you boil ribs, take the business side of that brush and stroke it up and down your face 10 times and realize what a sin you have committed. Don't come at me with boiling ribs. You get one of these. That's a body falling at the end. It's awesome. Centralites. There's really nothing more important than putting a proper rub on your steak or your barbecue. And that's why for the last many weeks I've been telling you to go over to D-Dog's Barbecue Rub and pick up their award-winning, quality, all-natural rubs. But it's not only rubs there, as I've told you before. It's the sauces, too. It's the cranberry chipotle table sauce. It's the wing sauce. Who doesn't like a good chicken wing? Whether it's fried, whether it's grilled, whether it's smoked and fried. You know what I'm talking about. Or a nice little steak sauce to complement the flavor of your meat that you just took off your charcoal or gas fire. And did I mention the rubs are award-winning? The original and maple rub? Oh, yes, I did. It's D-Dog's Barbecue Rub. You can find more information and order all of their products, the one-stop shop, the veritable cornucopia of rubs and sauces on the internet at DDOGSBBQ.com. That's DDogsBBQ.com. And as always, D-Dog's Barbecue Rub is better than ketchup. When we come back, we'll continue on with grill and barbecue accessories. Hang with me. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting live from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show on BBSTalkRadio.com.
Barbecue has never been easier with the Barbecue Guru. The Barbecue Guru is a temperature control and monitor for all pits, charcoal, wood, electric, your pit. It easily attaches to any smoker or pit and gives you simple, trouble-free control of your temperatures, so you can make championship quality barbecue every time and all the time. And it's location-free. Take it anywhere. This amazing breakthrough in barbecue technology is a microprocessor-controlled draft system that uses temperature monitors and a small fan to keep your temperatures constant. The stainless steel Guru Pit Minder gives you a choice of controls from 90 to 370 degrees. So cold smoking, pepper drying, making cheese or jerky, or fabulous briskets and ribs is nothing short of effortless. The ProCom 4 lets you monitor your pit from up to 600 feet away. And there's more. Check out the full line of products and accessories for the future of barbecue with new items on the way. Visit thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com. Or call 1-800-288-GURU.
The Big Green Egg is the most unique barbecue product on the market, with unmatched flexibility and capabilities that surpass all other conventional cookers combined. It's a smoker, a grill, and an oven. You can cook literally any food on it year-round, from appetizers to entrees to desserts. Here are some of the benefits of the Big Green Egg. It lights fast, it's ready to cook within 10 minutes, and no need of lighter fluid. These ceramic walls retain heat with accurate temperature control, so there are no hot spots. And because the top is down while you're cooking, there's no grease flare-ups. Its handsome, decorative, and unique design produces the juiciest and most succulent food you'll ever taste. And don't forget about the first-class customer service and a lifetime warranty. You can find out more information about the Big Green Egg Cooker at www.biggreenegg.com. That's www.biggreenegg.com. Big Green Egg, the most unique barbecue product on the market.
D-Dog's award-winning barbecue rubs put the perfect balance of spicy and sweet on your ribs, chicken, all beef and pork, and more. Whether it's slow-cooked barbecue, or grilled steaks and burgers, or soups, vegetables, or anything else from your kitchen, D-Dog's award-winning rubs make good food great. 4 flavors, original, maple, apple, and peach. Each made from the freshest, all-natural ingredients. Order yours today at www.ddogsbbq.com. That's DDOGSBBQ.com. D-Dogs Barbecue Rubs. It's better than ketchup.
This is Jim.
And this is Mike, and you're listening to Greg on the Barbecue Central Show, the place for all things important to the world of barbecue.
When you're ready for even more guy stuff, check out the Mind of Men podcast for news and views on politics, tech, sports, tools, home repair, cigars, drinks, barbecue, and more.
You can find us on iTunes or at mindofmen.com.
Now, back to the Barbecue Central Show on PBSTalkRadio.com.
All right, welcome back. Boiling ribs, Darren, you card. Congratulations to Bill for winning the rub. He answered Cheryl Vendetti. Paul, first in, but answers with drunk comic. She was not drunk, Paul. All right, we continue on with the... Oh, I did it again. We continue on with the accessories for your grill and smokers. I think for a grill, and this might actually be more just grill related, but I think a nice light to attach to your grill is something that is really becoming more and more of a convenience and more of a need, really. I know for the Weber grills, you can actually take the handle off and put in an aftermarket piece that they make that actually has two lights embedded in the handle, which is very cool, and it's got the little on-off button kind of hidden in between or on the backside. So you just reach around the handle, do a little click deal, little click deal. Lights come on, put it back down, click it again, lights go off. I have a C-clamp model type light that came with my Brookstone high-end grill set that I got about 4 years ago. And it's a nice fluorescent light, and really it kind of expands the time that you can actually cook. Even though most of you are doing it when the weather's warmer and the days are stretching out, but sometimes you need to either cook in the winter and the day, is done pretty much like at 5, and it's too early to eat dinner at that point. You can throw the light on, and you have ample luminous coverage across your grill grate to get the job done. Plus, it allows you to cook later in the evening during the summertime anyway. So I think a nice grill light, they're becoming more and more popular, more and more bright. The LED lights are pretty cool. And actually, I saw a pair of tongs that had a light built into the tongs towards the hinge in the backside. That was kind of neat. So I would recommend a light. If you are going to be doing charcoal grilling, if you're going to be getting a charcoal-driven smoker, get a charcoal chimney. Do not go out and buy a box of lighter fluid. People, what are we doing out here? I'm going to get in that in just a second. A charcoal chimney, you need to have it. And don't cheap out and buy there's a number of knockoffs of these charcoal chimneys out there that don't have the capacity. And when I mean capacity, the Weber, man, I am such a Weber mark. I'm sorry, 216-220-0966 if you wanted to get in. Sorry about that. I'm such a Weber mark. It is retarded. But I like their stuff, man. And it's good stuff. So get off. Anyway, the Weber brand charcoal chimney is awesome. It has got big time capacity. I think it can fit 6 or 7 pounds at one time. And, once a better charcoal chimney comes out on the market, I will know about it. I will have tried it, and I will tell you it's better than the Weber brand. But you got to have one. It lights quickly. It keeps everything nice all together. And it is just a better way. It is a better vessel to light your charcoal in. Whether it's going to be all lit up and dumped over, your kettle grill, or if you're just doing a handful of pieces, to light it via Minion method. And that'll be something. Minion method is something I will go over, hopefully with Minion himself at a later date. But you got to get a charcoal chimney. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to any grilling website or go to my barbecue website, thebarbecuecentral.com, and read up on charcoal chimneys. Everybody's got one. You're a nobody if you don't have a charcoal chimney and you grill with charcoal. Nobody. Take that. We already covered the instant read thermometers. There are these things, and this is probably going to be the last thing I talk about tonight, are remote thermometers. And I don't know if I can actually dedicate like a whole half show to these or not, but these are great inventions that have really kind of showed up and really taken prominence here over the last 4 years that I know of, that I've been in. There's a company out there called Maverick, and they make a unit. They actually make a number of remote units. The one that is very popular in the barbecue world is a Maverick ET73. It's a dual probe system. Basically, you have one probe that sits inside of the cooker, your smoker, constantly monitoring the temperature of the pit. You also have another probe that is in the middle of a pork butt or in the middle of a brisket or in your chicken, constantly monitoring the temperature of your meat. You can set independent temperatures. You can set a high-low alarm for your cooker, so if it gets above X temperature, it goes off. If it drops below X temperature, an alarm goes off. Likewise, you can set your doneness temperature for your meat. So if you want to take your pork butt to 190 or 195 or 210 or whatever, you can set it to beep when it reaches that particular internal temperature. So that's great. And, as technology develops, everybody needs to get it. Everybody needs to know. There are arguments for and against the Maverick, and that you can see every degree that happens, and you need to allot for a fluctuation in your cooker, and that's it's bad to have them. But if you're a gadget guy, and, if you know me, I'm a gadget guy. I like to know. I get it from my dad. You gotta have one. Also, a company called New Temp makes a similar item, more expensive, probably a little bit more reliable. There was a huge issue with Maverick having a bad batch of ET73s like years ago, and it has still not died down. That is everybody's first question is, heard about the Maverick, heard it doesn't transmit like what it says it does. I haven't bought one in 3 years. Mine still works. Do I get 100 feet? Maybe not. But it goes from my deck to the bedroom. And I haven't taped it out. But I get distance. I'm a light sleeper, so if I even set it in my kitchen, I could hear an audible alert to get up and check my cooker. So, what is it? Don't bitch about the convenience that you're buying. If you're going to bitch about it, then do it the right way and stay up with it all night. Crying out loud. You know what I'm saying, people? Do you hear what I'm saying? Right. Where are my dogs at? Let the dogs out. But it's great. So you hook up this basically transmitter outside. Then you have a receiver that you bring inside with you that displays all of this wildly intriguing and ever-changing information. So those are remote thermometers. And again, they're used widely nowadays, and you can get away from them if you're using like a pit temperature control device, like a Barbecue Guru type item that has a probe that goes in your meat and is monitoring your temperature for you. Obviously, you're getting a whole different thing when you get the Guru, because you're getting something that's tending your fire for you as well. But I believe there's a website out there called wolfrub.com, and they are a dealer for Maverick, and I think they're probably the cheapest site that has these Maverick ET73s, and then plus they believe that they carry a number of the other Maverick units, turkey fryers. I can't even think of all the ones that they have. I don't really need all the other ones they have. They have single probe remote thermometers, so you can just stick the probe in your meat. Maybe you have a cook shack, so you know what the temperature is going to stay at. Fluctuation is that big of a deal. But you want to know where your meat temperature is. They have the single probe capability, so you still have the transmitter that hangs outside and the remote or the receiver that goes inside with you. I believe that's like the ET-72 or something like that. Maybe one day we can have somebody on from Maverick talk about those. See if they ever get over that bad run of man, I'm telling you. Small industry, something bad happens, it runs rampant. Not even kidding. So, I say if you're a gadget guy, more than a true barbecue guy, professional, or not professional, but true barbecue purist, then remote thermometer is not a bad thing to have. It's kind of neat. You can use it in your oven at home if you want to. Number of different uses you can use aside from just the barbecue, and that's my thought on those. I like them. What can I tell you? Next week, we're going to get into lighter fluid, the lighter fluid rant. Friends and neighbors, this is your presidential candidate, Greg Rempe, here to tell you that I will be running on the platform of no lighter fluid in 2008. And from here on out, I will be the president that stands up against the lighter fluid companies and puts them out of business. I will not have it in my country. Ship it off to the Iraqis and have them drink it. Followed by a lighter chaser. Anyway, that's what we'll talk about. We'll also get into fuel types, charcoals, whatnot. I want to thank no guests for coming on tonight. I want to thank you, my listeners, for not calling in tonight. I do want to thank the emailers, though. Appreciate that. Always nice. I want to thank the Barbecue Central crew that makes the show possible. My man Sam Hassan, sound engineer in Los Angeles, California. I am your phone screener that didn't do anything tonight. I also am the show producer. I also am the show host. That's me, Greg Rempe. Stay tuned for Broad Topics coming up after me at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in our now usual spots. Me first, the ladies second. There are four lovely ladies talking about whatever it is they talk about, issues of the day, as they crack open yet another fine bottle of Cabernet and talk about what women talk about. Marnie, Joan, Laura. I said Laura already. That's all right. Don't forget to check out bbstalkradio.com for their full lineup of shows that we have here. Definitely, there's something for everybody. We'll see you back here next week with a possible interview with Fast Eddie himself, Ed Morin. And that, again, is at 9 o'clock Eastern. Until next week, this is the program host, Greg Rempe for Barbecue Central, saying peace, love, and barbecue.
Barbecue has never been easier with the Barbecue Guru. The Barbecue Guru is a temperature control and monitor for all pits, charcoal, wood, electric, your pit. It easily attaches to any smoker or pit and gives you simple, trouble-free control of your temperatures, so you can make championship quality barbecue every time and all the time. And it's location-free. Take it anywhere. This amazing breakthrough in barbecue technology is a microprocessor-controlled draft system that uses temperature monitors and a small fan to keep your temperatures constant. The stainless steel Guru Pit Minder gives you a choice of controls from 90 to 370 degrees. So cold smoking, pepper drying, making cheese or jerky, or fabulous briskets and ribs is nothing short of effortless. The Procom 4 lets you monitor your pit from up to 600 feet away, and there's more. Check out the full line of products and accessories for the future of barbecue with new items on the way. Visit thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
The Big Green Egg is the most unique barbecue product on the market, with unmatched flexibility and capabilities that surpass all other conventional cookers combined. It's a smoker, a grill, and an oven. You can cook literally any food on it year-round, from appetizers to entrees to desserts. Here are some of the benefits of the Big Green Egg. It lights fast, it's ready to cook within 10 minutes, and no need of lighter fluid. These ceramic walls retain heat with accurate temperature control, so there are no hot spots. And because the top is down while you're cooking, there's no grease flare-ups. Its handsome, decorative, and unique design produces the juiciest and most succulent food you'll ever taste. And don't forget about the first-class customer service and a lifetime warranty. You can find out more information about the Big Green Egg Cooker at www.biggreenegg.com. That's www.biggreenegg.com. Big Green, the most unique barbecue product on the market.
D-Dog's award-winning barbecue rubs put the perfect balance of spicy and sweet on your ribs, chicken, all beef and pork, and more. Whether it's slow-cooked barbecue or grilled steaks and burgers or soups, vegetables, or anything else from your kitchen, D-Dog's award-winning rubs make good food great. 4 flavors: original, maple, apple, and peach. Each made from the freshest, all-natural ingredients. Order yours today at www.ddogsbbq.com. That's DDOGSBBQ.com. D-Dog's Barbecue Rubs. It's better than ketchup.